Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and I made my very first 3D composite backdrop thumbnail today for MechWarrior 5. The video that went up today, just a few minutes ago, has a thumbnail that was created using 3D compositing. So that's a mix of a 3D model and a 2D image. Now, I initially used Midjourney and ChatGPT. I actually used a ChatGPT script to create an image. So this is the script I used to create my image. This is heavily modified from a script to create alien worlds. It is what it is. It's not heavily modified, but it is modified. I use, when I'm playing the game in third person, I use a viewing angle of 120 degrees, which, according to ChatGPT, somewhere in here, equals a 12 millimeter. And in fact, it says a good lens mix is this Venus Optics 12 millimeter. So with the focus, I misspelled that. I don't think it caused me problems, but we'll see. So I want the image that I create to be created with that same. So if I want to cut and paste an image out of a video or out of the game, where I take a screenshot, take the map, cut it out, I want to put it in a different background, I could do that. Now, as it turns out, I didn't do that. I got more ambitious, but that's how I created this one. And then that image, we then dumped into Midjourney, and it created this. So this is the image we got. Which is a pretty cool image. I like it. So I thought, well, we've got this tree here, so we could put a mech maybe right here, maybe behind this tree, maybe between this tree and here, somewhere in there was what I was thinking. So I went looking, and originally I was going to just pull it out, and then I thought, no, I'm going to try to do this in Blender, because I recently got Blender reinstalled, and I've been putzing around in it to create assets for the whatever the heck it's called, this little guy. So I did it to do the helmet, because the helmet, I was losing assets. I wasn't sure how to figure out textures, and I figured it out, but I ended up going a deeper dive into this than I needed to. So anyway, regardless, so I decided to do that. So I have a good little model here of a locust. Now don't worry, he's in position based to this, relative to this camera, not based to the screen. I could have moved the camera, didn't think about that. So this is what we've got. This is our little guy here, and you can see he's black. I had to figure out how to create UV texture maps and how to do coloring. So here you can see we've generated a UV texture map. This is all of the little polygons that are on him. And now if we want, we can come over here and we can pick a color. And we'll give it kind of a silvery color here, right? So now if we paint here, we start to see as we go across these polygons, we start to see there. Or we can come over here and we can paint here. Oh, hold on. There we go. And we'll start to see it pop up here, right? So I had to learn how to do some of that, which was fun. In fact, I actually kind of like this one here. This is kind of cool. That's my cool paint scheme from here on. So from there, what I was able to do was we were able to give it a second to think here. I gave it a big one. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and close this area here. And then we're going to take a look at our camera view. And so here's our camera view. Right. Now you can't see the background picture at the moment, but there's our background picture. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to put the mech into the background picture where I want it. Now, obviously, we have some stuff here, and we could have chopped it up and done a separate picture. We could have created a 3D space. There's a lot of stuff out there, but just as easily I can fix this in Photoshop, right? That's my goal. So I did this. I do have two light sources. You can see one here, and the other one is, there's that one, and the other one's up here. You know, maybe it should have been, let's get to object mode. And, you know, maybe it should have been down here somewhere, right? And probably should have been. It was up a little high. But regardless, it's not going to make a huge difference for us. So I was able to do this, and then I was able to go to render, and we could render our image. And there's our image with our two lighting sources based on lighting within the scene, reflecting on our mech who's positioned at the right spot in the scene. Take that out, and then I'm able to take that into Photoshop. And so what I have here is the basic image. Now I've created a mask here. And if we go to paths, channels, and we turn this on, you can see what I've done is I've masked through the top photo where the foliage is. And that allows me to see the foliage on the background there. So let's go back to channels. Let's turn that off. So now wherever that mask is, it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be for the resolution that we're going to be showing this at. The background picture shows up rather than the mech. Because if we turn this off, oops, hold on, you can see there, everything there I want to be hidden by the grass that's in the front here. Now I can make this a little bit better by doing a little bit of a feather, right? So it's a little bit smoother. Definitely can be done. But it was good enough for what I wanted. We throw that into here. In fact, I might redo it now because I think it does look better. We throw our overlays on, and there we go. Now, I do have a few things I want to do. I probably want to do this, put the background image just as a reference image to use the camera to get everything lined up where I want, but not have the image itself render, because that way what I can do is I can start to play with various other Photoshop skills like this, where I can take, because this was a screenshot from MechWarrior, where I can then add kind of the animation effect. We got our lighting the way we wanted, but now we need to, I would like to kind of change it, downgrade it a little bit so it matches the image. This one's not great. This is my first attempt at that. I think it's okay. It's a little bit big as far as scale, but it needed to be. There was a picture in there. It wasn't done as a backdrop. It was done as a picture of a giant robot, which I had to mask out. So I was trying to max that to fix those problems. But anyway, the idea is, in fact, this one was as well. You can see there's a weird little artifact there because of that. I'd like to be able to do that so I can take the image that we shot of the robot and then do my animation, graphics, whatever, so it matches a little bit better. But generally speaking, I'm pretty darn happy with my first attempt at this. Now, I do have a few 3D models that I've already purchased that I could throw into here, but they would require some assembling and some rigging because they're in parts and pieces for 3D printing, right? This one is printed as a single piece, so it was fine. But I have a king crab. I have an awesome. He's back up there somewhere on the shelf. I don't think we can easily get a camera to him. He's up there at the very top corner of the shelf, the very top of this camera there. So I have to figure out model rigging and that sort of stuff and assembly, and then get a little bit better at my texture painting. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think that worked out great. And like I said, I'm gonna redo this one now that I've fixed my made that look a little bit better, because it does look a little bit better. And I do notice now that I've done it, I do notice it here. But anyway, that's it for today. Just a short one, kind of behind the scenes as I figure this stuff out. Mix of AI, mix of Blender 3D modeling and texture painting, mix of Photoshop. Man, there's a lot of skills, a lot of learning, a lot of background experience that went into creating a small thumbnail that's not arguably my greatest thumbnail of all time, but you know, I would like mine to stand out from the rest of the crowd, and this is hopefully a way to do that. We could have done it just as a very obvious 3D model dropped into the scene. That might be a look that is worth, rather than texture painting it, worth thinking about, but with all the correct modeling and lighting and stuff like that, just to make it clear that it's game type of stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. Cheers.